I am Dr. K. Rajendran, Kupu Rajendran, Associate Professor. I would like to share my knowledge in my research, the sustainable nutrient management in plantation forestry through bioinoculants. So see, this is the view of forest. We cannot imagine the forest without the world without forest, both. Sir, the peoples are those days living in the forest, they are happy, they are living, they are collecting many things from the forest, and they are living in the caves, and they are enjoying the life. Now the scenario is changed now. The forest gives food for everyone. Most importantly, the forest gives oxygen to all the people and all the human beings and animals. Forest also gives recreation. When people are frustrating, they are ready to go there in forest and taking rest. After regeneration, they are coming again for work. The forest gives ecosystem services. This is the most important. The trees are absorbing carbon dioxide and store long-term store in the wood portions, so that the carbon dioxide level is reduced a sizable amount. Then societal development. People are getting wood from the forest. People are getting food from the forest. Spiritual and social development originated from the forest itself. Finally, the forest gives timber. You know the value of timber for all these things. Due to the urbanization and industrialization, the forest cover is reducing day by day. The government is put several acts to increase the forest level to achieve the 33% of forest area in our total geographical area. Actually, the survey of the forest, we have to achieve 33% forest cover. There are several types of plantation systems the government of India is recommended. One of the most important system is social forestry. In this system, the trees are planted by the people, for the utilization of fuel wood for the rural people requirement. Another interesting system, farm forestry system, the farmers are planting trees in a monoculture system. There, they are getting wood as well as food in farmland. In Tamil Nadu, there are several system of farm forestry plantation is going on. Casuarina in farm forestry is the major trees planted nearly 5 lakh hectares in East Coast district of India. In Tamil Nadu alone, there are 65,000 hectares of casuarina is being planted by farmers. Another system is very interesting system is agroforestry. The agroforestry is a integrated land use management system in which trees or shrubs are grown in combination of agriculture and forestry. Trees has varied benefits, including increased biodiversity and reduced soil erosion. We are getting various benefits from the agroforestry particularly income from both agriculture crop and forestry crops. Long-term and short-term income from agroforestry. Sustainable income generation. We are getting income from all over the year. It also proved as a wind breaks, reduce the pollution by attracting insect, nitrogen fixation by mutualism. This is the one of the silviculture system, agro silviculture system planted by the southern part of Tamil Nadu, teak with cotton. Teak is a slow growing tree, so people are introducing agricrop in their intercrop with the teak. This is a traditional system of agroforestry. Neem is intercropped with the rice field. Again, the teak introduced in the rice field in the fund. The people are getting short-term income from the rice and long-term income from teak. Again, this system, silvi agriculture system, that teak trees intercropped with the cotton crop. Silk cotton with the green gram. Silk cotton with the sorghum. This is most important silvi agriculture system where the casuarina trees intercropped with the leguminous plants. Here, soils are improved with the help of root nodulation of both tree as well as agricrop. This is the casuarina tree intercropped with the coconut tree. The casuarina provides nitrogen to the coconut tree. Several ecosystem services provided by the agroforestry. In the rhizosphere of agroforestry, there are several microorganisms are living in the rhizosphere. That microorganism directly or indirectly help to improve or sustain the ecosystem, including clean the pollution, improve the food supply, and nutrient management of plants and animals. There are several microorganisms we have isolated from the rhizosphere of casuarina, Rhizobium, Frankia, Azospirillum, Azotobacter, Pseudomonas, Thanibacillus polymixa, Ectomycorrhizae, Endomycorrhizae, Trichoderma. These microorganisms are suitable bioinoculants for the casuarina except Rhizobium. The most interesting microorganism is Azospirillum. The Azospirillum is a gram-negative free-living nitrogen-fixing bacteria. The bacteria treated with casuarina, the root system is more biomass and 15% increased tissue nitrogen content. This Azospirillum produced organic acid as well as indole acetic acid, which help the increase the root biomass there to improve the nutrient uptake by the fine roots. Nursery experiment clearly shows that application of Azospirillum play a significant role in increase the growth response of Erythrina indica seedlings in a stipulated time, thereby producing good quality planting stem. Another interesting microorganism is Rhizobium. Rhizobium is a gram-negative, motile, non-sporulating, rod-shaped bacteria associated with legume plants. These interesting microorganisms fix 360 kg of nitrogen in association with the root nodule of leguminous plants. So another interesting microorganism is Frankia. Frankia is a gram-negative positive actinorhizal microsymbiont. Seedlings inoculated with Frankia strain showed that improved growth, an average of 15%, 8% increased basal diameter, biomass 14%, and 37% increased tissue nitrogen content. The inoculation of seedlings with a combination of Azospirillum, Phosphobacterium, AM fungi, and Frankia produced a good quality seedlings of Casuarina equisetifolia. Similarly, the inoculation with the farmland, the above microorganism shows that maximum height, GPH, and total biomass were obtained in the combination of Azospirillum, Phosphobacterium, AM fungi, and Frankia. Another interesting microorganism is Pseudomonas and Penibacillus polymix. In Indian soil, we are having a rich amount of phosphorus. That purpose cannot take as such. It is in the form of rock phosphate. It should be converted as a available phosphorus. So these microorganisms, Pseudomonas and Penibacillus polymixa, to produce organic acid and act as a phosphate solubilizing microorganism. That microorganisms are Pseudomonas. Pseudomonas is a gram-positive rhizobacterium. That Penibacillus polymixa is a gram-positive facultative anaerobic PGPR. This bacteria is capable of producing a huge amount of exopolysaccharide also. The experiment conducted by us, the result showed that shoot length, root length, collar diameter, and biomass were increased about 77% in combination with Azospirillum, AM fungi, and Pseudomonas. Another interesting microorganism is fungus. This is the root fungus. It is called a mycorrhizae. Mycorrhizae means root fungus. There are different type of mycorrhizae is there. Ectomycorrhizae, endomycorrhizae, ectondomycorrhizae, orchid mycorrhizae. These microorganisms invade the root and help the phosphate solubilization and mobilization. Ectomycorrhizae mainly associated with the gymnosperm plants and 95% of angiosperm plants associated with the endomycorrhizae. These are the spore isolated from the Casuarina plantation, which helps the nutrient management of Casuarina. Another research we have conducted in the Yes. So another interesting system in the plantation forest is litter production and nutrient cycling. For the sustainable nutrient management, the tree crops are produce huge amount of litter and it reaches the ground level. Certain microorganism decomposes the organic matter and help to nutrient requirement of plantation forestry. So above microorganism can be isolated from the main field. That can be mass multiplied with the help of fermenters. So these microorganisms, many of the microorganisms isolate from the soil of plantations, and we have mass multiplied and we have make a carrier based culture for the farmers use. Applications of biofertilizers. The mass multiplied biofertilizers can be applied through the seed inoculation. With the help of Zachary solution, we can coat the seed with the biofertilizer that can be planted in the nursery mother bed. If suppose we fail to inoculate in the seed level, we can inoculate in the nursery level. They can 10 gram or 15 gram carrier-based microorganism can be inoculated in the nursery level. This man inoculating biofertilizer in the neem seedlings. If suppose he failed the inoculate in the nursery level, we can introduce the field level. 10 or 20 gram of carrier-based biofertilizer can be introduced in the rhizosphere of tree that can be multiplied in the rhizosphere. The sustainable bioresearch technology applied in the tropical nursery condition. We have published a paper in Indian Forester. The total biomass, height, and seedling treated with seaweed fertilizers, biofertilizers, and compost. It's recorded 57% increase over control is a growth. We have also tested in the Panibacillus polymixa in teak seedlings. Teak seedlings inoculated with Panibacillus polymixa, 34% increased the growth and 42% increased biomass. Field level inoculation also we did in the young teak plantation. Azospirillum, Phosphobacterium, inoculated seedlings performed well in the initial stage of teak's field. Another interesting phenomena, these microorganisms produce EPS, extra polysaccharide, which is produced the microorganism offer the potential application in seedling production in root runner due to the adhesive properties and its ability to form gels that promote adhesion of tire pith particles. Interestingly, that microorganism produce huge amount of exopolysaccharide, which aggregate the roots in root runner condition. Sir, microorganisms play the major role in the ecosystem conservation and ecosystem development. These microorganisms are eco-friendly and economically viable. So, using the microorganism or nutrient management is better option without damaging the environment. Hence, it is recommended that bioinoculants, that biofertilizers can be used in the nursery and field level for the increasing the productivity, thereby reduce we can carbon mitigation. Thank you very much. Yesterday we got water. Today we are getting oxygen. Tomorrow what is going to happen, we do not know. Please save here to use eco-friendly, economically viable organisms. Thank you very much.